Have you observed the events surrounding the WNBA? Due to fan uproar and boycotts after Caitlin Clark's squad was expelled, the league is currently in total chaos.
Well, it appears that Caitlin Clark fans have listened. Last night, I received the ratings for the first round of games for the chase for the Golden Toilet. As expected, darkness is coming. The spotlight is rapidly...
Little matter how you put it, until Cait Clark made an appearance, most people had little interest in the WNBA.
Years ago, their home attendance was 1,800 fans. Their average this year, home attendance, is 17,000. That's almost 10 times. And, of course, the big difference is Caitlin.
With the departure of the league stars, the WNBA will return to its pre-Caitlin Clark state.
A lot of the Indiana Fever fans or Caitlin Clark fans that you speak of are no longer going to watch the WNBA now that the Indiana Fever...
Despite being mistreated, there is no denying that she was the sole factor in bringing the WNBA to popularity. She put her all into it. Additionally, they're once again not really interested in it now that she is no longer in the league. Fans were already incensed about the vitriol that Caitlin Clark was getting from her rivals, who were accusing her supporters of being bigoted in addition to scolding her on the court.
And then the moment the ratings tank, they're going to come back and say, see, we were right all along. It's all the racists that follow Caitlin Clark that were watching the product, and now they're gone, and we're back with our diehards. And that's the ratings that you're seeing, actual W fans, not WNBA, actual W fans.
Let me get it right.
That's going to be the argument now.
Congratulations. Fans of Caitlin Clark may now choose not to attend the WNBA together this year. I mean practically the entire WNBA audience when I say Caitlin Clark's fans. But if anyone still believes that her departure won't affect ratings, they need to get over their naivete and face reality.
Caitlin Clark came in and made such an impact on how many people started to care about the WNBA. This was the highest viewed season in the history of the league. In 28 years, the numbers were...
To be honest, how many of you only started to pay attention to the WNBA after seeing Caitlin Clark?
Caitlin Clark drew a whole new fan base into it, and now the question is, because she has been eliminated, she and the Indiana Fever are eliminated after losing 2 games to the Connecticut Sun. What is the rest of the season going to look like, ratings-wise, for the WNBA? Are people still going to care? That is the question on everybody's mind, because when you look at the numbers with Caitlin Clark there...
That isn't really a question, in my opinion.
Now we're seeing comments of people saying, well, it's been real, WNBA, I'm going to go back to watching football now. Like, I'll be back when Caitlin plays again, or I'll be back when the Indiana Fever play because now I'm an Indiana...
All of Caitlin Clark's admirers are currently saying the same thing. The WNBA just isn't the same without her.
Caitlin Clark has literally carried the sport on her back all summer long. She talks that yang. That's what resonates with Caitlin Clark. It isn't her being white. It isn't her being straight. Her game resonates with people in basketball and across the country because she's got that edge. She plays with a flair. I heard her drop 3 F-bombs in one game sitting right there courtside. Her teammates had to hold her back. She's yelling at the coach. That's what Magic, Bird, Isaiah, Jordan, you name it, that's what they do. Clark resonates, but that clicking sound you hear is televisions being turned off. Ain't nobody watching this stuff now. Ain't nobody turning the set on and saying, I gotta watch who?
You are aware that records will be broken while on the court. She's smashed a tremendous number of records this season. Have you seen it?
WNBA history, most double-doubles by a rookie guard in WNBA history, most points by a rookie in WNBA history, most assists by a rookie in the history of the WNBA, first WNBA rookie to record 2 triple-doubles, first triple-double by a rookie in WNBA history, first triple-double in Fever history, the first player to be named WNBA Player of the Month and Rookie of the Month in the same month, first player in WNBA history with 20 or more points, 15 or more assists, and 5 or more rebounds in a game. She won Rookie of the Month 4 times, Eastern Conference Player of the Week 3 times. She set a single-season record for assists, period. Single-season rookie record for assists, that makes sense. Single-season rookie record for 3-pointers. Single-game record for assists, 19. Franchise record for most double-doubles, 3-pointers. Career 10 or more assists in a game. How about that? Franchise record for most career 10 or more assists in a game. Fastest WNBA player to reach 100 3-pointers. She did it in 34 games. Most assists by a rookie in a WNBA All-Star game, for which she received the most fan votes ever. 700,000 of those. Fastest player to reach 350 points and 150 assists to start a season regardless of...
The WNBA is already seeing a sharp drop in viewership, and the numbers show it. We had to speed up the video clip merely to list all of the records she had set. What is the reason why more people watch the Indiana Fever playoff game than the 3 consecutive playoff games combined, if that isn't incredible?
Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever had over 1.8 million viewers, and the rest of the games had around 400,000 viewers. If you added them up together, they still wouldn't add up to 1.84.
The majority of Americans usually watch football on Sundays, but Caitlin Clark made it such that fans couldn't resist watching her WNBA playoff game, which attracted an astounding 1.8 million viewers, even when the NFL games were on.
Sunday afternoon, competing directly with the fourth quarter of the early slate of games in the NFL, Caitlin Clark drew 1.8 million viewers on ABC. It was the most watched playoff game since Game 2 of the 2000 WNBA Finals, and it was the most watched game in the WNBA playoffs on an NFL.
You would think that the WNBA community as a whole would be pleased that the league set a new viewership record despite having an extensive NFL schedule. However, rather than granting credit where credit is owed Cheryl Swoops, Caitlin Clark's harshest critic, and someone who has never been pleased with a Fever star, made it apparent that she wasn't even happy that people were watching the WNBA rather of the NFL. In her podcast Queens of the Court, she responded as follows when asked if she felt the WNBA playoffs would overtake the NFL in terms of viewership.
So I was not excited about the playoffs starting. First of all, it is a football Sunday, and I don't care how much we've grown and people are tuning in and they're watching in the eyes. You're going up against NFL on a Sunday.
All right, let's face it. Despite the NFL games being on Sunday, viewers chose to watch Caitlin Clark. As a result, you're disparaging not just the WNBA and Caitlin Clark, but also the new fans she brought to the league.
It is not just a delusional fan base who is just delusional, but they're not really tuning in. No, these people are coming in waves to watch one player who has sold out every single arena that she has played in.
Let's take a moment to discuss how Caitlin Clark transformed the league, yet she just failed to participate.
Talk about league attendance. The Indiana Fever, all right, with Caitlin Clark, led the league in attendance both home and on the road. Fever averaged 17,035 at home, 15,000 on the road. Attendance for the entire league up nearly 50% this year, according to data from across the timeline. And Indiana leads all teams with an average attendance of, like I said, of 17,035. Merchandise sales are up 450%. I'm going to repeat that. Merchandise sales are up 450% for the WNBA, according to Fanatics.
WNBA players had to take packed commercial flights to private charters prior to Caitlin Clark bringing in all the new fans and attention. But with her rise, everything changed.
WNBA announced they plan to commit $50 million over the next 2 seasons so players can fly on chartered planes. The league faced backlash on social media when Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark and the team was seen walking through a Dallas airport headed to a commercial flight. I need any females out there who are fans of the WNBA, who are fans of WNBA players, who are critical of Caitlin Clark in any way to stand down, chill out. You need to hug that girl when you see her. You need to embrace her. You need to compete like hell to go up against her, take her down on the basketball court. That's fine, which I believe the Diana Taurasi's and the Asia Wilsons and others of the world will gladly do. But in her very first press conference, she brought up the fact that they had to fly commercial, and the next damn day, $50 million was committed to the players. Who you think has something to do with that? She could have been selfish.
All of this was the result of the Caitlin Clark effect, and despite everything, she had to cope with a lot of jealousy and hostility from other players who claimed that since we've been in this league for years, Caitlin should be the center of attention.
If you are making the argument that ladies who helped build the NBA deserved far more shine that they were getting, you have every right to feel that way. What you have to respect, however, is that the paying customer, the audience, didn't feel that way. They did not give a damn about the WNBA. And they really were not feeling the WNBA to the degree that they're feeling the WNBA now, obviously because of Caitlin Clark, who's selling out games and got the Indiana Fever selling out games more than they sell out Pacers.
More than just the attention and audience she drew, her game spoke for itself. Before Caitlin Clark made the Indiana Fever a playoff contender, they were one of the poorest teams in the WNBA.
The Indiana Fever, remember, Caitlin Clark was drafted first, which means last year they were the worst team in the WNBA. It did not matter because this season they were the most watched team in the league. An average of viewership, 1.1 million viewers each game in the regular season. Other games, listen to this, paled in comparison, drawing just about 394,000 viewers on average.
She not only wowed the crowd, but also captured the hearts of pundits and even legendary basketball players, who became her staunchest supporters.
Watch Caitlin Clark every single night play basketball. I'm that fascinated with her mind, her toughness, obviously her shooting ability. I think she might have cracked my top 5 all time, and that's men or women.
All time.
Yes. I'm going MJ's in that category. Steph Curry is in that category. If Caitlin Clark goes in there, man, and Larry Bird will be the other guy. That's my...
In reference to Caitlin Clark, Charles Barkley stated,